Nueva York, Skyrise District, Earth 2099. Former Alchemax executive Michael Eric is yelling at a band of rioters to get out of his apartment. He's bleeding, badly injured. Outside, the whole place is in ruins. The rioters excited to finally get through the door to his safe room. You're all alone, you and all your kind. No more black cards, no more money. Nothing's protecting you now. Eric tries to claim that he's not like other executives, but it's no use. The rioters come together at the door, ready to break it down. Eric has one last resort, an enhanced version of the Venom symbiote. He reaches out towards the vial, breaking it open. That was a mistake. Eric screams as the creature shifts to red, enveloping him. Hear that? Sounds like he's dying. Best not be. After all Eric's done to people like us, his hide is... Carnage bursts through the security door, shards of metal flying everywhere. The rioters scream. Their time is up. Outcry continues after Spider-Man's defeat of Nueva York's Black Card Elite, where once this uppermost class could harm anyone with impunity, now their wealth and power are no more. Celebrations began peacefully but turned violent after Platinum cardholders moved to fill society's vacant top spot. Support grows for ending wealth-based impunity completely, by force if necessary. Carnage takes in the blood. He's excited, relishing the taste, but the symbiote killer's just getting started. He needs more. Elsewhere, Miguel O'Hara is swinging through the skies of Nueva York. He's meeting up with Spider-Woman 2099, the alien Sivern Drew. She's been searching the Skyrise District alongside Miguel's AI partner, Lila. They've discovered Eric's wrecked apartment. Miguel asks his new friend to help protect the protesters while he goes to investigate. Spidey reaches the Skyrise in no time, coming right through the window. Lila follows him in hologram form. She caught this place's smart alarm going off. There's no sign of Eric in the area. Miguel's taking a closer look at the corpses, identifying them as low-class aluminum cards, and noting they've been drained of blood. Lila figures their killer could be Eric. He used to be a black carder who used to kill people for fun. In the offices of Megacorp Alchemax International, the board of directors are plotting. They already know about Carnage and are making plans to hide their connection to him, intending to tell the public that he's just a mutant. The company's legal representative, Eric Nelson, wants to take this further. He pitches the idea of deploying their elite corporate police, Public Eye, to try and deal with Carnage. This way, they can save lives and erase any traces of their connection with the symbiote. The chair, Mr. Cecilson, escalates the idea one step further. Carnage is on the loose? Hike admission costs and service rates at every hospital in the city. If we can't control the chaos below, we can at least make a killing off it. Meanwhile, Carnage is starting a riot right outside Alchemax HQ. The board might want to look out the window. Nueva York, bring me your elites, your black card butchers, and I will cut them down. You know who I am. This city's rage. I am its Carnage. I'm your Carnage. Spider-Woman holds the crowd back, trying to tell them that Carnage is using them. But she's an alien spider creature. The people aren't listening to her. Carnage is already draining the blood from one old man the crowd's given him, chuckling at how willing these people are to help him. Spider-Woman's still trying to web up the rioters, but it's not enough. The crowd's already overwhelming Alchemax's men, breaking through their barricade. Heading to back up his fellow officers, Theo Bell starts leaving a brief voice message to his daughter Alea. But before he can send it, Theo takes a slash from Carnage's tail right to his gut. Thankfully, Miguel's here. He kicks the symbiote right in the jaw, driving the monster back. Carnage swipes back at him, Miguel jumping away as Sivern starts swinging in to join the fight. Miguel vaults up, landing on the back of Carnage's neck. One quick somersault is enough to push the monster's head down into the dirt. The crowd is getting violent with the core cops. Sivern's had to hold back to try and web their blades away. Even as Miguel lands a kick to Carnage's jaw, he notes that the symbiote's real objective is the normal people, trying to make them monsters like him. Alchemax Security figures that the correct response to a bunch of emotionally unstable people is a flamethrower. Great work, guys. Thankfully, Spider-Woman stops the officer getting his shot off. Trying to end this quickly, Miguel jumps for Carnage's back, trying to rip the symbiote away from its host. But before he can, Carnage impales Miguel's leg with his tail. The wounded monster stomps away, while Sivern swings down to check on Spidey.
Your blood. There's something special in there.
The hive only grows, Spider.
You'll see me again soon, and I'll drink you dry.
Pounding the earth, Carnage burrows into the ground, making a quick escape from the plaza. Sivern helps Miguel to his feet, telling him they have to go. The security forces will try and arrest them soon. Miguel's uneasy about leaving the crowd, but Carnage isn't here now. They're safe. Miguel needs that leg wound treated before he bleeds out. As such, Spider-Woman picks him up and carries him away through the air. Meanwhile, in a pyramid on the moon. Yeah, a pyramid on the moon. Anyway, an alarm's going off. A woman in a white cloak runs through the ancient tomb.
Nueva York. Not a single cry, but thousands. The screams of the just, pushed beyond by one who'd make a mockery of their cause. Vengeance, an art none have mastered, like the Moon Knight.
Sivern and Miguel have made it to a hospital on the Upper East Side. Spidey's not happy. He's still convinced that he could have taken Carnage back at the plaza. But Spider-Woman's logic is enough. Miguel's badly wounded. They need to patch up his wound first. Thanks to Siv's webline, Miguel descends to street level, ready to enter the hospital. But he's met with a surprise. More Alchemax security and another violent crowd. Miguel checks on an old lady and her grandson. No one's being let in. Trying to help his new friend, Miguel takes the two under his shoulder and starts pushing through the crowd. Unfortunately, security won't let them past. Service is apparently for platinum card holders only. This infuriates Miguel. This hospital's aluminum grade. You should be taking all comers.
Not tonight. Clinic citywide just got upgraded.
So what? You're the one barring the door. These people are hurt.
It's going around, cowboy.
Miguel falls to the floor, losing consciousness as the rest of the crowd starts trampling over him, still trying to get inside.
Don't turn them away.
Over on the Gold Cove, Alea Bell, that security officer's daughter, has been replaying her dad's voice message for hours and watching the TV. Footage of Spidey's brawl with Carnage is on. She spots her father's injury and starts to shake. A voice in her head starts to rise, but Alea represses it, trying to convince herself her dad's still fine. Unfortunately, Theo enters the room, still a bloody mess.
Alea, I'm sorry, kid. I know it's my night to cook.
He collapses in his daughter's arms. He went to the hospital, but he met the same fate as Miguel. Couldn't get in. Alea assures her dad it's going to be okay. That done, she asks the voice to stabilize him. If it heals her dad, she'll give in to it. The creatures, all too happy to comply. Black goo rising around Alea.
Besides, you saw the news. Alea Bell has no place out there. Not tonight. Tonight belongs to Venom.
Back at Alchemax Plaza, the riot is continuing. The corporate forces are beating the protesters bloody, but the directors are more worried about Carnage. The symbiote is heading right for the core, the place where their most dangerous technology is held. Cecilson tells the rest of the board to teleport away, volunteering to lead the defense himself. The other executives are happy to take him up on that, blinking away in a flash of blue lights without a second thought.
Just in time, guardsman. Who's up for a slaughter?
Miguel's waking up, costume gone and wounds bandaged. Sivern and Lila are with him. The AI helped Spider-Woman find someone who could heal him. Ghost Rider, a digital being who's still mad at Miguel for the last time they met. But Lila's good at dealing with people, and the Rider was able to call in an expert. Blade 2099, otherwise known as Dr. Nakao. Back with Alchemax, Carnage is ripping his way through Alchemax's cyborg elite guardsmen like they're nothing. In no time flat, he's reached the core.
Can't say I miss containment. No leg room. No blood to burn. stuffed in this vault with the rest of Alchemax's bad ideas. Anyone else want out?
He finds a big guy with 4 arms in some kinda tube. Flipside Mark III. He's a satellite-guided hunter cyborg. Cecilson shows up with his guards, claiming Carnage is just like Flipside, Alchemax technology gone rogue.
And I couldn't be deader.
Carnage throws one of the dismembered guardsmen out of a high window, shocking the crowd and security forces below.
Nueva York, you want justice, want the elites to bleed. Alchemax is just the start. They can't stop us, not together. They can't stop the hive.
Fired up, the people start to push past the security forces. Meanwhile, the assembled heroes are talking about Carnage and the mob. Miguel's disgusted. People are cheering for a monster that just wants blood and slaughter. Blade notes that Carnage is just giving them what they want, a chance to fight. It's the escalation that's getting bad here.
I've seen it, Spider. As one struggling with a hunger for flesh, I've both ran with the mob and been its victim.
The hunger for flesh parts grosses Miguel out. Spidey now realizing that the doctor who sewed him up was a zombie. Ghost Rider, however, doesn't have time for this necrophobia. They've got to focus on Carnage. The hacker of vengeance has gotten Alchemax's file on Carnage. It was supposed to be a treatment for blood disease. It got frozen later and foisted off on a minor shareholder, Michael Eric. Since the guy's body was missing and his attackers were drained of blood, it's easy to put 2 and 2 together. Eric is Carnage. He was a black card. These people are nothing to him, never have been. He'll get them all killed and laugh about it. I need to be out there. But as Ghost Rider points out, they need a plan here. The digital spirit turns back to his files. Carnage cells are designed to consume. They're less a symbiote, more a hive mind. And they don't stop. This creature isn't Michael Eric. That's just a vehicle for this new Carnage. The cells burn blood to live and get through it quickly. Studying the projection of the Carnage cells, Sivern comes up with an idea. Human blood's main ability is conveying oxygen. Deoxygenating Carnage's blood might be enough to starve him. Miguel and Blade are both a little creeped out by that idea, but they're willing to give it a try. Ghost Rider, though, gets snarky with the team for thinking it'd be that easy. Miguel and the digital demon start snarling at each other, their tempers both running hot. But it gives Miguel an idea. Ghost Rider doesn't bleed, and he doesn't breathe. His holographic ghost room is the perfect place to trap Carnage, and he's just the guy to hold him down. They just need a way to get Carnage into the ghost room, as Blade points out. But Miguel already has an idea for that. Over with Carnage. He's in for a shock. Despite getting his head cut off, Cecilson's still alive.
Not human. Human. My misguided, misbehaving friend. I'm an executive.
The now visibly green man starts pushing his head back onto his body. He's been doing this for a while, intentionally brewing chaos wherever he can through infiltration. Remember, Cecilson was the guy who suggested hiking up hospital access, making everyone more on edge. He's had a bunch of names and faces over the years, but his true name is Halloween Jack. Carnage is just confused that someone's not here to stop him. Jack claims he's here to help the monster out. The shapeshift loves danger, chaos, and blood. Carnage needs slaughter to live. The crowd wants it, and looking down on them, Jack's just gonna revel in all of this. He glances back to Carnage. The big red guy's got supporters already. Jack can help get them fired up even more. Carnage will have all the blood he could ever want. Jack just wants to watch. He'll help out a bit more too, activating Flipside. They just need to take out the superheroes and the city's theirs. Carnage acknowledges that means Miguel. The monster's still wondering about that different taste to Spidey's blood. Jack has an explanation. Miguel's DNA's been manipulated by Alchemax. It'll be the best fuel Carnage could hope for, and if they want to find him, well, that's what Flipside's for. While the villains are plotting, Alea Bell's thinking back to how she joined with Venom. It was supposed to be a medical treatment, just like Carnage. It was her dad's idea, something that could change modern medicine. He was so happy when it worked. Neither of them could quite believe how fast she healed, but the two didn't mind. It was a chance to finally move on. Now though, Venom is rampaging across 81st Street subway, looking for payback on the rioters. The symbiote is willing to kill these random people for this, assuming they're part of the problem. But Alea's voice holds the creature back. Venom chases a few more bystanders up the stairs, but before the symbiote can reach them, she gets hit with a sonic blast. Public Eye, the Alchemax elites, have finally shown up with sonic rifles. They point their oversized guns at Alea, ready to take her down despite her protests. But before they can, something hits all three agents right in the knee, knocking them to the ground. I suggest you stay down, gentlemen. Venom is now in the care of Moon Knight. We are? Spidey, Sivern, and Blade are on Carnage's trail. Lila identifies the main action as downtown, which tells Miguel all he needed. They've gone to Earth's mightiest memorial. Makes sense? Hard to find higher profile black card victims than the Avengers. My friends, it's good to see all your faces here, where our greatest fell. Where the Avengers were murdered by the elite, the black cards. And why? To prove that they could do anything they wanted to us. Just like you, I watched in terror. I knew there was nowhere I was safe. And with the elite fallen, like you, I want justice. For our heroes, for all of us. I may look different, but aren't we all unique? My name is Jack, and yes, I'm just like you. So let me say what you already know. They want to stop us. The Public Eye, the Megacorps, the black cards are gone, but their ideas live on. Our monster is more ready than ever to fight back, but he needs you. So stand with him, with us. Be a part. Let Carnage be your justice.
Feed the hive! Feed the hive! Feed the hive! Feed the hive! Feed the hive!
Jack keeps talking to the crowd about Carnage, their savior. Big Red cuts his own wrist with a talon, spraying blood across the spectators. It rains down on them. All the while, Jack's still talking, whipping up the crowd into a frenzy. Carnage jumps to ground level, joining his followers. They're all part of his hive now. He's happy to gut anyone who ever hurt them. All he needs in return is a chance to feed. The two Spiders and Blade look on in horror as a pair of blood-splattered civilians start dragging two men forward for Carnage. But I'm a Public Eye, a Gold Carter. I don't want to kill anyone. Well, I do. But let's not leave it up to me. Let's ask the audience. Feed the hive! Feed the hive! Feed the hive! Oh no. Oh yes, you heard them, little pig. Ready for a long, slow tour of your insides? Are you Carnage? Spidey slams the ex-symbiote into the ground. The crowd reels back. They don't want to fight Spider-Man. Sivern and Blade follow Miguel down, trying to talk the protesters into dispersing. The people are uneasy about this. They don't trust the alien Spider-Woman, but regular Spidey was the one who took out the black cards in the first place. Before Miguel can say anything though, Carnage punts him away, knocking Spidey right into the Avengers Memorial. The Spider's not one of us. Not anymore. Sivern tries to turn the mob against Carnage, calling him a blackcarder. Technically true, since he's in Michael Eric's body. Jack, though, starts playing victim, claiming no alien could understand what these people have gone through. Miguel finally starts to pick himself out of the rubble, but his spider sense triggers. Flipside pushes Spider-Man 2099 right back into the rubble. It's left to Blade to try and face Carnage. Katana versus razor-sharp tail and claws, while Sivern takes on Jack. The cyborg is free to try and grab Miguel's blood for Carnage, his visor gnashing with an inhuman collection of teeth. Back with Venom and Moon Knight, the symbiote's ready to kill the Public Eye goons, but the lunar hero puts a hand to their shoulder, stopping them. Venom mutters, still angry about what happened to Alea's father. The symbiote took that personally. Moon Knight doesn't relent though, willing to fight Venom if that's what it takes to save lives. Surprisingly though, the Public Eye officer doesn't care what happens to him. He's convinced they're all dead now, his men and the two superheroes. Venom isn't convinced, pulling the man close and threatening to start his revenge with him. They work for Alchemax. Alchemax made Carnage, Carnage hurt Alea's dad. Nice and simple. Moon Knight stops her though. The Lunar Legend's convinced they should focus on Carnage's forces first. Alchemax's punishment can be postponed. Back in the fight, Miguel slams Flipside's toothy face right into the rock, getting the robot stuck and giving himself time to get free. The other two heroes are going blow for blow with Jack and Carnage, but a lucky hit from the Blood Monster knocks Blade back, and Sivern retreats to cover him. Spidey reunifies with his friends, reminding them of the plan. They have to lead Carnage away as soon as they can. Unfortunately, Jack turns Flipside against the crowd, looking to get more blood for Carnage. Miguel shoots a web at the cyborg, trying to regain his attention. Before Flipside can attack him, however, the robot is caught by a moon-shaped hook at the end of a long chain. One tug is enough to pull the creature away, down to the feet of two newly arrived heroes.
Tonight, the automaton goes unfed. Not us though, our feast's just beginning.
Flipside doesn't go down that easily, biting the mummified Moon Knight's arm for blood. It's no good. This desiccated body won't provide him anything useful. Spider-Woman and Venom go back to back against the rampaging crowd, while Spidey moves to try and take down the still grinning Jack. Blade takes first blood, skewering Carnage right in the heart. Moon Knight follows up, slamming Flipside to the asphalt before he can escape. Venom and Sivern have the crowd under control, and after a punch and a web to the mouth, Jack's almost down. A knee to the jaw draws blood from the little green man. Carnage manages to bite Blade's shoulder, but the zombie turns that around on him, slashing right at his gut. Carnage is badly wounded, his heart beginning to slow. He needs blood, and he needs it now. And as Jack points out, he's got one more source. Carnage puts his hands to the growing pool of his own blood. Across the park, everyone who'd been knocked out earlier starts to feel a thrum of power.
Don't you see what they're doing? They attack me because of what I do for you. They've been in our way from the start, and they won't move. They want to stop the hive, but they don't even understand it.
Carnage wasn't bluffing when he called these people his hive. The Fallen have risen again, this time infected with Carnage, like a pack of blood-faced zombies. This fight's just turned apocalyptic, real fast. Miguel isn't doing that great dealing with Carnage. Would Miles Morales manage this better?